Hello everyone, today's topic is Hinduism. So Hinduism is one of the world's oldest religions. It began in India during the Vedic age, which is the time period that we are studying. For one of your assignments this week, you are going to fill out a graphic organizer summarizing the major ideas of Hinduism. The 4 ideas that you're going to look at are beliefs about God, reincarnation, dharma, and karma. You will also need to identify the 4 main goals of Hinduism. All of this information can be found in your textbook on pages 393 and 394. You may also follow along in this video for the information. Please do not go on Google and type these things in and copy what you see. You are going to get the wrong information from what you need to know for this class. So please rely on your textbook. Okay, so on 393, we are going to start where it says beliefs about God. Hinduism is like a great river. Over thousands of years, many beliefs and traditions have flowed into it. As a result, Hindus may have different practices, but Hindus share certain basic beliefs. The Upanishads contain 2 beliefs that lie at the heart of Hinduism. The Upanishads, by the way, are Hinduism's sacred writings. The first is that there is one supreme cosmic consciousness, spiritual force, or God known as Brahman. The Upanishads teach that all of the gods that Indians worship are forms of Brahman. Brahman, they say, is the source of all things. Many Hindus worship individual gods or goddesses as forms of Brahman. Some Hindus worship Brahman as Vishnu. Others worship Brahman as Shiva. Still others worship Brahman as the goddess Shakti. These gods and goddesses may have other named forms. For example, the god Krishna is a form of Vishnu. The second core Hindu belief is that every person is born with a soul. This soul is also a form of Brahman. According to the Upanishads, this soul of mine within the heart is smaller than a grain of rice. This soul of mine within the heart is greater than the earth, greater than the sky. This soul of mine within the heart, this is Brahman, the 13 principal Upanishads. All right, and then also on 393 is a picture. We want to definitely take a look at that. So the picture is titled Forms of God. It says 3 of Hinduism's most important gods are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Hindus see each of these gods as a form of the supreme god, Brahman. So here we have Brahma is the creator of the universe and humankind. So even though Brahma is a god, Brahma is also a form of Brahman. So all Hindu gods are a form of Brahman. All right, and then we also have Shiva here. Shiva is a god of power, creation, change, and destruction. Oftentimes, Shiva is just called the destroyer. And then we also have Vishnu is another example of a Hindu god. Vishnu is a god who preserves and maintains creation. So many times Hindus will refer to Vishnu as the preserver. So again, all of these gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, are simply forms of Brahman. So when we talk about Hindu beliefs about God, one of the major things to know is that there is one supreme cosmic consciousness, spiritual force, or God known as Brahman, and all other things are forms of Brahman. That would include all the other gods and also the souls that people are born with. So this might be a good time for you to pause the video and go ahead and fill in some information on your graphic organizer under the section called Beliefs About God. All right, we're going to continue on here and talk about some Hindu beliefs about life. The next idea that you're going to fill in on your graphic organizer are beliefs that Hindus have about reincarnation. It says Hindu scriptures such as the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita also teach important Hindu beliefs about life, reincarnation, and karma. Hinduism teaches that when people die, most will undergo In the Bhagavad Gita, the god Krishna explains the process of reincarnation to Arjuna, the hero of the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata, by the way, is a famous Indian story, and we may look closer at that in one of our other sessions. It says, as a man discards worn-out clothes to put on new and different ones, so the embodied soul, discards its worn-out bodies to take on other new ones. Bhagavad Gita. So one of the major Hindu beliefs about life is that everyone will eventually go through something called reincarnation. That is, when you die, your soul will be reborn into another body or even an animal. So what kind of body or animal that you are reborn into depends on something called the law of karma, which is what we're going to look at next. This is a good time to pause the video and write some ideas down that Hindus have about reincarnation. All right, so continuing on, our next idea that we're going to look at is called karma. It says the law of karma determines how a person is reborn. Karma is the effect of a person's actions in this and in previous lives. Hindus believe that bad karma, evil deeds, will bring rebirth into a lower caste or even as a lower animal. Good karma brings rebirth into a higher caste. Okay, so this is a good time for you to take a moment and write some ideas down that Hindus have about karma. Karma is basically the effect of a person's actions. So if you live a good life, you do what you're supposed to, according to Hindus, when your soul goes through reincarnation, you will be reborn into a higher caste. If, however, you live a life full of evil, you will be reborn into a lower caste or even as an animal. Okay, the next thing that we're going to look at are the 4 main goals of Hinduism, and then also the concept of Dharma, which also happens to be their first goal. So it says 4 goals. Hindus believe that people have 4 basic goals in life. People should pursue all 4, but not everyone achieves all of these goals in one lifetime. So they have the opportunity to achieve all 4 goals through multiple lifetimes, which is what reincarnation will help them do. All right, so the first goal here coming up is called Dharma. So this is one of the sections on your graphic organizer, as well as one of the goals that you'll need to list. It says the first goal is doing what is right. For Hindus, Dharma is a person's duty or what is right for him or her. Dharma includes the duties that come with one's caste or one's age or position in life. Dharma also includes the rule of ahimsa, or avoiding doing harm to any living thing. Following Dharma brings good karma. Violating Dharma brings bad karma. All right, so again, this might be a good time for you to pause the video and to write down some information about Dharma, as well as the first goal of Hinduism. All right, the second goal is striving for well-being or earning a livelihood with dignity. This goal can involve making a good living and raising a family. It can involve starting or running an honest business. However, Hindus say material well-being by itself does not bring true happiness. So go ahead and write down your second goal of Hinduism. You might want to pause the video. The third goal is pleasure. This includes physical pleasures, such as eating good food or taking a hot bath. However, seeking nothing but pleasure, Hindus believe, can leave a person feeling empty. All right, so go ahead and take a moment to write down the third goal of Hinduism. And then we have the final goal. The final goal is moksha, or liberation from reincarnation. When this happens, a person's soul becomes one with Brahman. For Hindus, the purpose of human life is to achieve moksha. A soul that achieves moksha is free from want, fear, and pain. It lives forever in a state of joy. Now, the graphic organizer in your textbook on page 395 can help you to see a lot of these ideas of Hinduism in one place. So according to Hindus, everyone is born with a soul. And you'll notice that there are two directions that you can go on this organizer. So if you follow your dharma, you do what is right, you follow your duty, you're going to move up because that gives you good karma. And that is going to lead to being reborn at a higher caste. And eventually, if you keep on following your dharma, you will achieve moksha, which is liberation from reincarnation. In other words, you have achieved all of your goals. You do not need to come back to live an earthly existence anymore. You get to live as a spiritual form with Brahman. If, however, though, you fail to follow your dharma, you don't do your duty, you don't do what's right, this will result in bad karma, which means that you will be reborn into a lower caste or even an animal. And so you will keep being reborn and reborn and reborn until finally you start to follow your dharma and move back up into the right path and then are liberated from reincarnation. You get to be one with Brahman. Okay? So today our focus was just on learning some major beliefs about Hinduism. Remember, Hindus believe that everything is a form of this one supreme God called Brahman. So that means all of their gods, including gods like Vishnu and Shiva, they are just part of Brahman. They also believe that everyone is born with a soul. Your soul is also a form of Brahman. And Hindus have 4 major goals in life, and they are to achieve all 4, but they may not be able to do that in one lifetime. So they believe in reincarnation, which gives them multiple lives to achieve these goals. So the 4 goals, of course, are in your textbook on page 394, but just a quick recap. The first goal is doing what is right. The second goal is striving for well-being or earning a livelihood with dignity. The third goal is pleasure. And the final goal is moksha, or liberation from reincarnation. And you can go back in the text or go back into the video to get some examples of all 4 of those goals and what they look like. Okay, so I just want to remind you with your assignments this week to go ahead and open them up on the portal. You're going to fill them out, and then you're going to email me your response. Remember, you have all week to do this. Your assignments are due by Thursday this week because we don't have school Friday. So we will not have our live session on Friday, but I'll be available on email Monday through Thursday all day if you have a question. Also, I just want to mention as far as grades, you guys should be checking Portal independently and checking up on your grades. If you see something missing and you feel like, oh, I turned that in, I sent it to you, go ahead and either let me know or just resend the file and I will update the grade. Also, please keep in mind that weekends are supposed to be time off for both me and you. So if you are sending me work like late at night, Friday night, I am not going to grade it until that following Monday. Okay, everybody needs a break, you and me both. So please, if you are doing work after school hours, please understand that I will not grade that over the weekend. So I will stop grading this week, Thursday at 5:00. So if you send me something after that, it's going to be on the grade book Monday of the following week. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Please email me if you have any questions. Don't forget that you have a couple of other assignments to do this week. The other assignment involves you watching a video about the beliefs of Hinduism, and you need to write at least 5 facts from that video. You can summarize the facts in your own words. And then the other assignment is just study guide questions 1 to 4, and we're going to go over study guide questions 1 to 4 next week together in our live session. Okay? So email me if you have any questions. Have a great week.